Good afternoon, everyone. It's 2 p.m. Sorry, just adjusting my camera a little bit because you don't need to see. And go. Oh, it's probably too far now. Oh, dear. Oh, hello. If you're watching, jump in and say hello. Hopefully, I've readjusted that now and it's not so bad. Hey, Glenda. Thanks for jumping in and watching. Now, bear with me until I get the camera adjusted just perfect. There's a delay in what I see as to what you see, and I think I'm right. Fingers crossed. Okay. All right. So, how is everyone today? Or how's Glenda? Because she's the only one here. Wait a minute. I'm just going to turn my fan up. It's a little bit hot here. Oh, no. And now I've got things falling down around me. Oh, dear. Fan, where are you going? My fan's got a remote. It's really, really cool. And, there we go. Just turning it around to me. And it decides to spin away from me for ages to come back. If you're here, jump on and say hello. I hope everyone is well. Okay, Wednesday. Time to make some cards. Now, before I start making cards, and I've got my usual pile of mess and some pre-planned and half-done bits and pieces, I want to talk about the stamp sale that's happening today. Now, it's 15% off our Cling stamp sets, which are the red rubber ones, so not the see-through photopolymer, they're the red rubber ones, and there's 15% off select stamp sets, and there's quite a few. So if you are on my newsletter list, I did email out the list. Glenda, we have a huge thunderstorm happening at the moment. Hope we don't get any hail from this one. Oh, that's not good. I've seen quite a lot of storms lately up and down the Queensland coast. I love a good storm, but not if it's going to do damage and not if anyone's in danger. If it's a storm that's no one's in danger from, then I love a good storm. I love watching a good storm. Anyway, so I've sent this list out on my newsletter, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of stamps that are 15% off. Quite a lot of stamps. Now, this list I know is boring and it's just text. So what I did on my blog, I actually put a post up with a picture of all the stamp sets that are for sale. So if you want to have a quick visual reference to what the stamp sets are, this is a fantastic reference. Go to simplystampingwithnorelle.com, and the first, or maybe I'll put another blog post up, but one of the first blog posts, first or second blog post up you'll see is the 24-hour stamp sale. You click on that and you'll see all the images for all the stamp sets come up. And to make it even easier to order, you just click on one of the stamp sets to take you directly to my store, and you'll get that 15% off. So there's lots of really cool ones on here that are 15%. Hey Anissa, how are you? So that ends tonight. Now it's 10 to 12 Australian Eastern Time. I'm not quite convinced that Stampin' Up doesn't mean Australian Daylight Savings Time. So don't wait till 10 to 12 AET. I would err on the side of caution and go 10 to 11. Just in case they do mean daylight savings time. If you leave it after that time, you may find that the sale is finished when you think it's still got another hour to go. So just err on the side of caution and get your order in early, okay? So they are the stamp sets, 15% off today. There's some really good ones in there. If you need a link to that blog post that I've got of all the images of the stamps, let me know, or you can just go to my online store and they will all be on there. Alright, thank you, Anita. Did I say Anita or Anissa before? What did I say? It's Anita. I said Anissa, didn't I? I'm sorry, Anita. Did I rename you? Oops. Alright, today I'm not crafting with any of the stamp sets that are 15% off, because I already had this pre-arranged before I found out about the sale a few days ago. So I'm going to be sticking to my theme, and it is Christmas because I'm doing the 52 Tags SU Challenge, and I'm making a Christmas tag. So our theme is a letter of the alphabet each week, and we're going through the alphabet. This is the 3rd week, so our theme is C, and I'm doing C for Christmas. I'm using the Whimsical Trees stamp set and the matching dies, which are called Christmas Trees. I've got a bit of paper there, I can't see what it is. Wait. Christmas Trees dies. I love these dies, really, really pretty. So that is what we're using today. I've also used some other dies. So I have used the Layering Circles dies, the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and the Rectangle Stitched dies as well. Rectangle stitched. Yeah, the stitched rectangles, that's what I normally call them anyway. So lots of dies. So I think I've pre-cut everything mostly to eliminate some of the time, because it can take a while to make 3 cards and a tag. So I've pre-cut some already, so they're the dies I've used. And I'm also using the matching paper that goes with that stamp set called Whimsy and Wonder. And the reason for that, I'll talk about this in a minute, but let me get my little tub down because I forgot to do that. Right, the reason I'm using this stamp set and dies today is because I currently have a Stamping by Mail class that is using this beautiful paper and the dies. I haven't used the stamp set in the class, but I have used some of the sentiments from it. And the reason I don't include the stamp sets anymore in the class, they're an optional add-on if you want to purchase them, is because a lot of people don't like stamping to that extent of stamping elements. They like just to stamp a sentiment, and they've got all the sentiment stamps they need. So if I focus on the paper, everyone loves paper, and I die cut all the die shapes out. You don't need the stamp set to complete the class, so I'm focusing on the paper, and we'll see how that goes for a while. People seem to be liking that a bit better, so I'm going to keep focusing on the paper for a while. And yes, this paper is gorgeous. It's got foiling in it, and it's like a holographic foiling, so when you tilt it different ways, it gives off different colours. It can look gold, it can look silver, it's got a touch of colour in there as well. It's beautiful. So these are the cards in the class, the Whimsy and Wonder Stamping by Mail. So everything in the class you receive is going to be pre-cut except for the patterned paper, because in the class is included the whole pack of the 12x12 Designer Series paper. So the instructions will say cut this piece to measure such and such, and then all these other pieces are cut already. You just have to assemble and glue on, and then there will be a banner included that you need to just put a sentiment on, a Christmas sentiment, or if you want to use it for something else, any sentiment that you like. So, and everything else is included. So there's 1 card, there's 2 cards, that's the 3rd, that's the 4th, that's the 5th, and that's the 6th. Alright, so it's $41 for this class because the paper is specialty paper, so it's a little bit more than just your standard $20 pack of paper. And in that you get supplies to make 2 of each of those cards. So lots of supplies, and you get the full colour printed instructions. Thanks, Glenda. I'm glad you like them. So that's why I'm focusing on this paper today, because I sort of fell in love with it. When I designed that class, it's like, oh, this paper is so stunning. The photo in the catalogue does not do it justice. It is beautiful. So I thought I would use a sketch or several sketches today to create our cards. Now, a lot of people think of sketches just for scrapping, and I do use them when I scrapbook. I pick out a sketch and then create a page. But you can also get card sketches, which I'm sure a lot of us know. But there's lots of free card sketches out there that you may not know about. And this one is put out by Becky Fleck of Page Maps. And Becky's normally known for her scrapbook layouts, but she does card sketches as well. And every month she'll bring out a new lot of, actually it's not every month, I think it's every 2 months. I think it's twice, every 2 months maybe, she brings out a page of card sketches. And these are October's card sketches, and they're like Christmas themed, And even though they're Christmas themed, you can use these sketches for other occasions and other cards. But I thought, well, they're Christmas themed. I've got Christmas paper today. Our 52 tags SU challenge is the letter C this week. So C for Christmas, I'm going to use these sketches. So I've picked out 3 that I'm going to use. And then a 4th one I'm going to use as my inspiration for my tag, for the tags challenge. So I'm going to start at number 1, which I'm using this sketch down here. And how apt is it that it has ornaments in the background, because that is the paper I'm going to use for it. So I've got everything sort of ready to go, so it's going to be quicker for us. And I'm just going to move the paper and the sketch out of the way, because I should have everything I need here. Alright, so I've got my little one, so I don't get confused. But I do need the sketch, so I see what I'm doing. Alright, so in this sketch down here, and I hope you can see that on the screen, she just has patterned paper at the back, a large rectangle, and a smaller die cut with an ornament on it, and a sentiment. Really, really simple. So what I've done is I have a polished pink card base. I'm going to use the beautiful ornament paper as my front DSP. I've got a stitched rectangle for the middle. This piece is going to have the ornaments on it, and then I'm going to stamp a sentiment. So these should be quick and easy cards to do. So I'm just going to cut this at 5 3/4, which is my standard designer series paper for the front, and that should already be at 4. Yep. That is simply going to get glued to the front. I'm not going to do anything else to that. Now she does have a twine or something up here, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make them a little bit more simpler. So just our designer series paper on the front of the card. Okay, now this rectangle is going to have a sentiment on it, so I need to pick out my sentiment. Let's just do wishing you a Christmas cheer of magical moments that last all year, which I think is this one. Now I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to keep all my stamping, all my sentiments in black. I don't have to worry about multiple ink pads, so I'll just get my memento out. I'm going to use my grid lines to line up my paper. And I'm just going to pop this sentiment up here somewhere, and fingers crossed it is straight on the block and straight. This makes me so nervous. I could use a stamper artist, but I like to live life dangerously. If you're here, pop in and say hello. Right, so that is going to sit on there, and I am going to raise that on dimensionals. And where's my thing? This. My little piece here is going to have the ornaments on it. I can't see, wait, why can't I see comments? There we go. Alright. Sorry about the clunking, just dropping my blocks in my drawer. And then this is going to have the ornaments on there, so we're going to stamp them. Beauty of stamping on a circle, you don't have to worry about it being straight. Right. Now I want my ornaments to have the strings going up. That's why I put the sentiment over to the side. So I'm going to just hold everything in place where I want it to go. And I'm just going to use a pencil and mark where these 3 strings go. Okay? Then using my ruler, which has gone missing. I found it, it's on my other desk. I'm going to use my Stampin' Right marker. And again, using the grid lines on my grid paper to try and help me get it straight. I'm just going to draw straight lines up so that my ornament strings are going up to the top of that piece of cardstock. Oh no, my marker's running out. I haven't used it in a while. Now I'm going down a little bit just to make sure that if I put that circle bit down a little bit, I'm still going to have my strings there and not a gap in between. So hopefully that will sit like that so they look continuous. Now this is getting lost on there, so what I am going to do is thinking what colour. I'm going to use Stampin' Blends around the side. I've got my polished pink. I'm going to colour these, sorry. Polished pink, and what other colour is in there? Mint Macaron. Colour my ornaments, it's just jade. I've moved all my Stampin' Blends, and now I don't know where all my colours are. Oh, they look like they're Mint Macaron. That's like soft succulent. I'll have to do because I can't find my mint macaron. Huh. What is this one? Just jade might work better actually. Cool Party, no. Oh, hang on, I've got them out already. Oh, silly me. Look. I've got them out for the next card in line. Alright. So I'll use the polished pink and my... There we go. Found it. I was sitting right there. Mint macaron. There we go. And I'm going to get a blending brush. That's red, but that'll work with the pink. And I just want to give a bit of colour around the edge of that circle because it's getting lost. So just a little bit around the edge. Give it a bit of definition. Just really, really lightly flicking it on the edge of that circle. Sorry, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I may have to blend it a little bit because I've got it a bit dark in places, but that's okay. Right, that'll do, just to give it a bit of colour to lift it off the page. Now I'm going to colour these with, where will go the light polished pink. Now I'm not going to worry too much about shading, it's just to get some colour on there. So the two on the outside are going to be the pink, and the one in the middle is going to be the mint macaron. And I did that because the card base is pink, so that's sort of like my main, oh my gosh, I can't get this lid off. It's my main colour. I didn't want this end, hang on a minute, I got the wrong end. There we go, that's why my lid didn't come off, so I don't use that end very often. Okay, and now I've got the light mint macaron. Now that's going to be on dimensionals. I don't think I'm going to put that on dimensionals because that would be too thick to post then if we have double layers of dimensionals. Okay, so that's just going in the middle. Maybe that's in the middle. Baubles on this paper remind me of the vintage type baubles. My mum used to have beautiful ones. They were like a glass ornament, and one side was concaved in, and it had pretty detail in there on the glass. Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Very, very scared when she used to let me put them on the tree and take them off the tree. It's like, oh, I'm going to drop one and break it. I know. And they're really old. I don't know what she did with them, but when they moved from Sydney to Brisbane, I think she might have thrown them out. Like, they went through a lot of stuff in their house and garage, and charities didn't want a lot, so they just threw a lot out in the tip. There's so much stuff that now would be worth a fortune. Okay, so I've just lined up my little strings, and there's the first card done. Oh, my thing tore up there. Yeah, first card done, and I've just used that sketch, recreate it. I think that is so pretty and sweet. There's one done. All right, number 2. We have holly. So let me find my pack 2. Right, so that's this one. See, this is why I couldn't find the blends, because I already had them aside. It's really silly. Alright, so number 2. We have a landscape card this time. So there's my card paste. No. I think I'm doing this... Wait, I've got that card the wrong way. Maybe I'm going to have it open like that, am I? Well, I could. Or am I going to do a portrait card? I don't know what my idea was there. Or maybe I've just cut the card wrong. I think I've cut the card wrong. There's no reason why a card can't open that way. That's different, hey? Look, I'm just going to run with it. Alright, so we have here a patterned piece of paper down there, a patterned piece of paper in the middle, a circle with holly leaves on it, something across the middle like a ribbon, and then a sentiment circle. So what I'm going to do is use my rectangle as this instead of patterned paper. I'm using a plain rectangle because my card front I wanted to use this patterned paper. I'm going to use the pretty holly down the bottom, that there. My circle is going to have the holly on it. I think that rectangle's a bit big. And maybe I would just stamp light holly on there, who knows. Alright, so there, that's for the holly, and then a strip for my sentiment, and I had, what did I have for ribbon? I had, oh wait, hang on. I put the ribbon in the wrong one. Here, I had some ribbon. I've got ribbon in bag 3. Sorry if you can hear that. My husband's going out, so now the car is, the garage door's opening. I think I had this ribbon across there. I had that in the wrong bag. Right, let's see what we can do. So this piece I'm going to cut down to 5 3/4 so it sits on the card base nicely. Just going to glue that to the front. Can you see the foiling on this paper? Oh, it's beautiful. It's just, oh, stunning, stunning paper. Alright, so there's my card front. So I'm changing this one up a little bit. Now I'm going to put the holly paper down there. So I want that up maybe 1.5 inches. So I'm going to trim this to 5 3/4. And I'm going to trim it at 1 1/2. And I might do 1 3/4. I want a bit more of this showing because it's just so beautiful. Okay, that is going down there. Like, I'm normally a traditional colour palette person when it comes to Christmas, but which is like reds and greens and golds. But this paper is stunning. It's got a real pastel colour tone to it. It's stunning. I love it. Alright, and now I'm going to just pop that silver ribbon across there, and I'm going to use my tape, which I think is going to be a little bit wider than my ribbon, so I'll show you a trick if that's the case. Now, it's so much easier to put your tape on your project rather than your tape on your ribbon. Oh, I need to clean my glue scissors. Sticking together. Okay, so now, if your ribbon is not as wide as your tape, which it's not quite, what you can do is just roll. It will roll a little bit. You roll one edge back. Just a little bit, because it only is marginally wider than the ribbon, and this won't normally affect the ribbon. You won't really see it. It's only a little roll. I may have rolled that back a little bit too far, but it's just that fraction of a millimetre that you need skinnier. Oops, I'm going to roll that too far. Right, let's see how that goes. There we go. Perfect. And hopefully that is straight. Fingers crossed. Alright. I'm not going to do a fancy end on that ribbon. It's just because I wanted something across there. So it's a plain Jane ribbon. Now, I'm not going to put that on yet because I haven't decided if I want to do anything on there. Need my holly. I'm just going to stamp a couple of them on this circle. Again in the black. I think I'm going to see if I can fit on 4 of them. Now, I don't want them overlapping, so I'll see. I'm going to fit the whole thing on there. There we go. That will do nicely. And if I could be bothered, and if there was a die for it, I would do another one and put that on top. But I'm not going to fussy cut them now. Alright, and I had these pinks out. Because this is Floaty Flamingo. Because on the paper the berries are Floaty Flamingo. So, oops, again, I'm just going to colour them. I know they're not red and green like they normally are. But I just want a bit of colour on there. And I'm going to check for comments. Sorry, Narelle, but I missed where you got your patterns from earlier. Okay, it's Becky Fleck at Page Maps. And she has lots of scrapbooking sketches, but she also has a section where she does page maps. And I will, if you can't find it, I will link it in the comments to this video when I finished. But Becky Fleck's card maps. Sometimes, like, your mojo just goes on holidays without you, and you just need something to get your juices flowing. Like I was sitting here the other day going, what am I going to do next Wednesday? And I got an email in that she had released or something. I got an email and I went, oh, so she does card maps too. Let me go have a look at them. And then went, oh, well, there you go. I'm just going to print October's out and see how you go. It must have been an email saying that they were now on her site or something, or the new month's released or something. Right, so I'm just adding a little bit of colour down the spine of the holly leaves because they were a bit washed out. I'm not doing any fancy shading. I'm just lightly going down the spine of each holly leaf just to give a bit more definition. And now I'll come back in to the berries and just put a little bit around the bottom of each berry because they're sort of all clustered together, so it's like shaded because they're all together. Right, no fancy shading at all done there. So I think I'm going to change, hers is over here, I'm going to change mine a little bit and I'm going to put that on there. Now on this piece of paper, I think it needs something. So I've got the dots here on this tree design. So I think I might just dot lightly that piece of paper because I've sort of got a pattern there. So I might lightly dot with macaron maybe. Macaron. Might need a bigger stamp block than that. If you've jumped on since I've seen the comments last, say hello. No worries, Glenda, you're welcome. Right, now stamping off to get them paler. I'm going to test stamp again, and I think I want them, yep, stamp off twice. Once, twice, and then the third time is charm. Just want a little bit of detail on that white to take off the starkness of it. 1, 2. Doesn't matter that it's a tree. No one's going to know that it's a tree. It's just getting dots on the cardstock. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh, that's much better. It's better than just a plain white rectangle. Sorry, I was a bit heavy-handed putting that stamp down. Okay, so now just going to put that on. I'm not going to dimensionalize it because I want to dimensionalize this. Is that a word? Oh, it is now. I dimensionalized. So I want to dimensionalize the holly a little bit and the sentiment. So I'm not going to put dimensions on this. Dimensionals, I should say. And I'm going to maybe bring it up a little bit. Hopefully that is straight. Fingers crossed. Right, this is going on dimensionals. I'm going to line it up so that the bit here that I have that doesn't have holly on it is going to be in the middle, so my sentiment will hopefully go across that. Right, I'm just going to put that in the middle. Now, I do have, and I showed you the bit of paper that I had for the sentiment. I've lost it. Here we go. Here it is. So I want a skinny sentiment. Sorry, I need a drink. So let's go with Let Your Heart Be Light, because nothing else in here is going to fit. And I'm going to do that in, I actually might do it in the pink. Oh, should I? I think I should. Where's my pink? I've got it out already done. I've polished pink. Oh, I've got lots of ink around the side of that stamp. I have a very juicy, polished pink ink pad, I think. Sorry if my head gets in the way. That is so not straight. I can't go by the label. I think I put the label on crooked. I'm going to go by the stamp. This is where you need to bring out the stamper artist. I'm going to make one of them work. Alright, so I'm covering up my card here. Hang on, I need to keep that aside. Right, let's make this into sentiment. Fingers crossed. That is straight. Now a little bit off the top, and I'm playing with fire here, not holding it in place with washi tape. Yay! Oh, it looks like I need a new blade. Oh my goodness. Oh, can't pick it up. Alright. The problem now I've got is that I'm covering those berries that I coloured. Oh well, never mind. It's okay. Right, I'm going to put that on dimensionals. I know I coloured my berries under there. I could put it over. No, I'm committed to putting it. Oh, I can put it there. I can put it there. I'm going to put it in the middle. I'm just going to do it. There we go. So if I had to plan that ahead of time, I could have turn that around so that my sentiment wasn't covering my two berries, but that still looks pretty, don't you think? Hey Jan, thanks for jumping on. So there's card number 2. Alright, so now card number 3. I have set aside this for card 3, using the beautiful trees. I tell you, I love this paper. Oh my goodness, it is stunning. Right, so we have now a landscape card. I think I was going to do that one portrait, you know, because that's why I cut that card like that. Yeah, never mind. Alright, so we have 2 pieces of designer series paper, a tag or a die cut, and a snowflake. There's no snowflakes in here. I'm not going to use the snowflakes. So I've got a piece of mint macaron, just jade. What is that? Looks like mint macaron to me. On the front, then the 2 pieces of patterned paper I'm going to use are the beautiful trees and the beautiful silver stripe. Look at that. Can you see the colours in that? Oh, stunning. So I'm going to cut those 2 to fit the card front. So I'm going to put this on first. So I'm not going to do anything to that. It's just going to get stuck on the card front. Right. So where's my ruler gone? There it is, I found it. So my piece of cardstock here measures 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut each of these at 3, and I know it's going to be too long. They're going to overlap in the middle, but that's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to make sure that they are slightly smaller than that. Alright, so 3. by 3 7/8 because my piece of coloured cardstock there is 4. There's one side, and the other side is going to be the same. Three by 3 7/8. I love the trees more than the stripes, so trees is going to go on top. I'm just going to glue them down because I'm not going to do anything else to them. Just make sure I got an even border all the way around. It looks pretty good. Now this gorgeous tree paper. Make sure they're lined up, which they are. Hey Sue, thanks for joining. Thanks everyone else who's watching as well. Alright, so this is my middle piece. Then for the trees, did I write down what I was going to use? Stamped and die cut tree. There you go, that's what I was going to do. So I'm going to use possibly this tree. Yeah, maybe. Let's do this tree, making big. Now what I would do, if I wasn't doing this live, and I didn't have such a mess already on my desk, I would then use the dots over the top and heat emboss them in silver or gold so it looks like the lights on a tree. But for now, I'm just going to stamp him and cut him out and then put a sentiment across the middle. So let's just grab some Whisper White. I didn't add any. Oh, that's very cool. Not Whisper White, it's basic white. Fine if I have a bit big enough here. This is my scraps folder. It's actually a card. I don't want to use that. That's a card. That's got to be cut out of it. Oh, yeah. Here, this bit might be big enough. Yep. Alright, now, keeping it monochromatic, I think we'll go with the mint macaron. There we go, straight down. Because I had the dies somewhere, I had put them way over to the side. It's too big, that's the wrong die. This one, that one. And you know what I might do? Is that going to be too big? Yeah, we can make, I don't know if I can make that work. The tinsel on that one. It's going to be too big. That's really pretty. That die cuts out gorgeous tinsel. Oh wait, I'll put this one away. So you, with the, where is it? The ornament one, I could have die cut them because there's a, oh, I can't get it out. There's a die that will cut out that stamp set, that stamp. But I wanted to do the lines in the marker, so therefore I didn't do that. Alright, let's get this little guy cut out. So these are quick and easy. Well, not that easy. You have to have a little bit more skill than just a really beginner stamper, I guess. But they're quite quick. I'm going through these quite quick. Well, I did have things pre-assembled, but it was only really the card bases pre-cut and folded, which doesn't take much time. I find the longest time making cards is deciding what I want to use, as in what paper, what stamps. That takes me the longest time. Oops. Oh, did I just knock everything? Oh, sorry. But if you use a product suite and keep to what's in that suite, then all those decisions are made for you. Right, we have our little tree. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to die away before I lose it. Alright. So, that is going down flat because I want to put the tree on dimensionals, and I've covered up my sketch now. So that's a sketch I'm using. Hopefully that's in the middle, and hopefully it is straight. Now our tree is going to be on dimensionals. Just in the middle. We need a piece of cardstock for our sentiment. I'm going to use the reverse of this one. Just going to flatten the edge from where my trimmer caused a little raised bit. And now the stamp set, what are we going to use? I want to use that one, but my bit of paper's not big enough for that, is it? May just fit on. Let's try it. I don't know, stamps when I come off the case today. And I'm actually going to, I might stamp this in black. Fingers crossed I can get this on. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Oh, look at that. Wow. I am so amazed that that worked. Right, let's just trim. Lost my scissors. Now you can see a little bit of the pink sentiment underneath there. So I'm hoping that once it's on the card, you're not going to see it. If it's too noticeable, I will take it off and stamp on a clean piece of cardstock. But that pink can be seen through here a little bit if I hold it up. I'm hoping once it's on there, it's not noticeable. I'm thinking that needs a bit of mint macaron behind there, you know. Where is it? Of course, that gets a little lost. So let's just cut a little strip. Actually, is that not quite wide enough, is it? I want it to be a little bit wider than that, so we're going to cut half an inch. And how wide is our sentiment? I'm going to make this 3, but I can trim it. It's too long. I think that's a bit better. Right, so I've just got a little bit of glue on our ink macaron strip. And then a dimensional in the middle of our sentiment. Actually, I'm going to put the dimensional there because knowing me, I will get it not lined up. I'll have a dimensional hanging in midair. There we go. Now, obviously you can add more to this. You can step it up. You can add some of our silver twine behind there. But what I do is just put some rhinestones on there. Just a few on the tree. Just to bring out that silver that's in the paper. And a medium one at the top. There we go. I'm going to put one more up here. I know that's probably an even number, but I think there needs to be one there. Look at that. That is so pretty. Very pretty. So that's card 3. And all we have left to do is the tag now. So these are much quicker cards than what I've done in the past. I don't know how long I've been on, not long. Alright, so now using this sketch as inspiration for our tag, I'm doing just the middle bit. So what I've picked out for the tag is this piece of paper. Got some ribbon. And I've got some die cuts. Right. So, the plan is, that was for the sentiment obviously. Plan is to cover our piece of our white tag here. This is going to be our tag. Sorry, I lost concentration there for a minute. Gosh, doesn't take much, does it? Far out. So because I've got the detail around here, I want that on the back. So that's where people are going to write. So on the front here, we are going to simply glue on our piece of designer series paper. Is that what I've got? I've got in my notes, middle section, small tree, I think. I actually don't know if that's what I'm intending to do because now I can't understand what I've got. Middle section, small tree stamp. Oh, that's on there, I think. I don't know what I was going to do now. Let's just wing it because I forgot what I was going to do. See, I shouldn't work this stuff out in advance. Too far in advance. And then I forget what I mean. Alright, so I'm just going to cover that piece. Now I could have cut it to the same size, but you know me, sometimes I'm lazy. Alright, so now I'm just going to trim that. Because the designer series paper by itself is not thick enough for a tag. So this is the reverse side of our tag. This is the front of our tag. And I think what I was going to do is put another piece of white on here. I think I was going to put some, yeah, I know what I was going to do. I was going to put some white down the middle. I think this is what I was going to do. Put that on. And then this bit was going to have some trees on it. No, I don't know what I was going to do. Let's just wing it, hey? I don't like that on there. Let's stamp some trees. I think that was going to be for the sentiment. Right, where's my stamp set gone? And none of them are going to fit on that strip of paper. So let's get another piece of paper. And let's stamp and die cut out some of these trees. See, this is what I do all the time. I just wing it. So I work with a sketch or I work with an idea and I just keep playing until I get it right. Now I need Mossy Meadow for this because that's what colour that paper is. Or should I do the pink? Oh yeah, let's do some pink trees. Let's be different. Now before I go too much further, I need to use this so I don't cover up where my ribbon's going to go. Whoops. Oh my gosh, I'm getting in a mess today. Here we go. Let's... Oh, pink trees are pretty. Oh, it's going to fit on there. I wanted to do 3. I'm going to get another bit of paper. Another bit of paper. I'll get a tree out of there. Pink trees, why not? Now, alright, are you still with me? This is how my crazy brain works. I'm sorry, I'm dumping. No, I'm not dumping. I'm thumping stuff down. I am dumping stuff down and making the desk go all wobbly. The camera go all wobbly. Gee, really? And look at that. There is a die for that holly. Look what I just found. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Right, what do I want this one? If I don't lose any of these by the end of this, I'll be amazed. Right, let's cut out these trees. So I guess this is real life crafting, isn't it? A craft just like everyone else. Make it up as we go along. Have ideas come up as you go along. Make mistakes. Forget what the idea was you had yesterday and do something else. That's me all over. You're not going to come on here and see any great pre-planned fantastic blow your mind videos from me. Have to go elsewhere for that. I'm too down to earth, too real for that. You've got to be who you are, don't you, in life, and don't pretend to be someone else, and people either get you or they don't. That's today's life lesson, by the way. Oh, sorry if I keep bumping the camera. I've got my iPad on charging and I keep bumping the cord. Sorry. Keep checking for comments too, because I don't know what Facebook's done anymore. Can't really see comments. One more tree. Oh, that was a big bump. I'm sorry. My well-loved plates. Goodness, I might have to get some new ones soon. Okay, now I'm just going to put that die away before I lose it. Right. Now, let's make the top of the tag. So this is our trio punch. It's probably got a better name than that. Probably got a proper name than that. And I am just going to pop this in all the way. Make sure it's even. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it's in all the way. Now this is going to make the camera jump, alright? I know, Glenda, I wish Facebook would stop changing things around too. It drives me crazy. You just get it sorted and you think you know what you're doing and then bam, they change it. So there we go. There is now the top of our tag. I did get it in the middle, sort of, I guess. And our ribbon is going to go through there, which I'll put on now before I forget. And that's why I did pink trees, because I had pink ribbon. So let's just put the air conditioning on, I think. Suddenly it's cooler. So let's get a bit steamy. It means we're probably going to get a storm. I wasn't sure about it to come on today. It's my son's 21st today. So he's had his presents. We're not having a party. He didn't want a fuss made. I suppose that's the joys of having autism. Hey, you save a bit of money on the big parties and all those sort of things because they don't want the attention. But he was thrilled with his presents. He's into spices. Oh my gosh. So I found a few places that sell the spicy rubs for the meats and the sauces and stuff, and got him a heap of that, and yeah. So he was very happy with that. Alright, so now I do have the tag, the circle I want to put on there, and I do want to put the trees on there, but the circle's getting lost. So I'm thinking instead of white, we might use a bit of the polished pink cardstock. Just a thin strip like we did on the last one, because I don't want those trees getting lost and they're not being seen. I mean, the tree's not getting lost, that circle is getting lost. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so there's our strip. Didn't even measure it. It was just a scrap that I had that obviously I'd cut other things from. And I just cut a bit off the edge. I didn't measure it. I just want to lift this circle up because you can't see it. Now you can see there's a circle there. It's still getting a little bit lost. Right, so I want to arrange the trees like this. And then I'm going to put a sentiment strip across the middle. So this is just going to get glued on. Hopefully that's straight. Alright, so the inspiration for this tag is the middle of this card. And it's going to look different. Is that straight? Let's go this way. Alright, now I'm going to arrange my trees. Yeah, maybe I should do my sentiment first so I know where I want to put my trees. And because this was pink last time, we're going to do it polished pink again. Right, hello everyone who's just joined. I've seen a few people just popping on. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're all well. I'm getting some crafting in. Sorry if my head gets in the way. You know the deal. Can't see unless I put my head down, and that's crooked as. I think I've put the label on that stamp crooked, you know. Oh well, we just have to cut it straight. Right, which is going to be a bit tricky, so I'm going to actually washi tape this one to hold it in place. Oops. Oh, that didn't even tear off straight. If you're jumping on for the first time, there's a few names I don't recognise. Say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. I love knowing where people are watching from. I assume everyone's in Australia who's watching me, but that's not always the case. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Have your scissors on this job? It's just too much of an angle. Too sharp. Too fine, I should say. this, and we may have to do this again. Yeah, no, let's scrap that. Get there, out of my sight. You're a mess, Sentiment. You are a mess. Oh, look, there's another bit there. Man, when you tell me there was a bit there, I'm looking for another bit. I might actually use a different sentiment because I don't like how I put that one on crooked. What is going to fit? This one, May the Love of the Season. It's going to be too big for across my trees. Okay, well, I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to stamp in the middle, and fingers crossed we can get it right. I can get it right, put it that way. And don't forget, everyone who's joining, that we have a 15% off sale today on all our red rubber, I shouldn't say all our red rubber, select range of our red rubber, which are the cling stamps. So jump on and have a look. You might just find something that you can't craft without. Fingers crossed we're going to get this straight. I do like to live life dangerously with my cutting. I think that is straight. What do you reckon? And I can't tell sometimes. I swear I've got crooked eyes. Alright, so now a little bit off this side. And then I can trim it and then play around with where I want to place it with my trees. And that's really crooked. But you know what? It is what it is. And I'm just going to trim the end. And to disguise that even more, I'm going to find my blending brush. And I'm just going to give a little bit, enough ink on there, a little bit of colour around the edges, and that will disguise that it's crooked, not straight. How do I end up with ink there? Oh my lord, no. There we go, we just have a little bit of colour on there. That's going to help disguise that it's not quite straight. And now we're just going to pop our trees on. I think I want one in the middle. Oops. If I stagger them, then I'm not actually covering up a complete tree. I think that works better. I just stick them on and let's hope for the best, hey? Now I don't want them hanging over too much, but I want them a little bit. Okay, and then that can sit there on dimensionals, and then that can be on dimensionals too. They're not lined up perfectly. Now I've lost my dimensionals. Maybe if I get rid of this, it's pulling me out, making things look crooked. And we just want our sentiment on dimensionals. My nails match my pretty pink I'm using today. There we go. Not perfect, not designed 100%, but it's done. Right, I want to add rhinestones to this, and then I might bring the other cards in too and add some rhinestones to them. Just want to take your pick tool. There it is. Just want a few rhinestones on the trees. Go. So there's our tag, and on the reverse side we have the white, so you can write who it's for. So there's our tag for the letter C for Christmas. And then we have our other cards, the 3 cards we made. And there's our green trees, our pink ornaments, and our green holly. Now I don't have any rhinestones on these, so let's add some rhinestones. I might just put one in the middle of each ornament and call them done. Okay, there we go, all done. So let's recap. I did the tag for our 52 tags SU challenge. So if you don't know what that's about, I'm doing it with a fellow team member, Fiona Ransley. She's in Hobart in Tasmania, and we're going to be doing 52 weeks of tags. Each week has a different theme, and we're just going through the alphabet. So this is week 3. And week 3 is a letter C, so I did C for Christmas, and that's my Christmas tag. The other 3 cards, I wanted to use the beautiful Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper, which I've buried now and you can't see. I was going to bring the pack of paper out, but it is buried. Trust me, it is gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And I just decided to use some sketches. So I got the October 2021 card maps sketches from Becky Fleck, and I picked out 3 cards that I wanted to use as my sketches and a 4th as inspiration for my tag. And I will link the Becky Fleck website for the card maps when I've finished. It'll be up the top of the description of the video. And the other reason I wanted to show you these cards is to let you know that if you haven't seen it, I've got a new Stamping by Mail class out called Whimsy and Wonder, and it's using this paper. Beautiful, beautiful paper. In the class, you will get project kits for 6 projects to make 2 of each project, plus full colour instructions, and also the packet of 12 by 12 Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper. All you need to complete the class is a black Memento ink pad, glue, and scissors. Everything is pre-cut for you, and you also need just a Christmas sentiment stamp. So that's all you need, and these are the cards in class. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that class is available to sign up now. I will have a link again at the top of this video when I finished, and it is $41 for the class, Australia only, the full class, because I can't sell the designer series paper outside of Australia. If you are outside of Australia, there's a tutorials only option, and that is $20 Australian. So if you want just the tutorials, then that's $20. And I think that's all I've got to say, except don't forget our stamp sale that's on today, 24-hour stamp sale, 15% off our cling stamps, so they're the rubber stamps. And if you want a image, and you want images of all the stamps that are on sale, you can either go to my online store and click on the section that has the stamp sale there, or on my blog I have a blog posting of all the pictures of the stamp sets that are on sale. So that's it today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next Wednesday, 2 p.m. for another live crafting session. Next week's tag theme is going to be the letter D. And I might not do Christmas for that. I might find something different. Maybe D for dog or something. Oh, I don't know. Oh, you know what I could do? What about D for dog? I could make Christmas. Wait a minute, digging it out. I've got this stamp set. I could do Christmas D for dog stockings. There's an idea. I haven't played with this one yet, so I might just do that. So thank you for watching, everyone. If you have any questions, then please feel free to message me or pop a comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, thank you, Anita, and thank you, Glenda. Alright, everyone. Have a fantastic week, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye-bye.